And welcome back, guys. It is week 5 in the NFL season. And last week I actually did pretty good with my picks. I was 11 and 5. Travis, who was on here last week, he was like 9 and 7, I think. And Madden was actually pretty decent. They were in the middle. But this week, Travis isn't with us. He had to work tonight. But got my nephew AJ Strickland here, and he's a Saints fan, so we'll get another perspective here. How you doing tonight, AJ?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
He's a little tired today, I guess, but he's ready to go. He had school today. He's a sophomore in high school, so plays baseball, so be looking out for him. All right, well, you ready to get into the picks?
Let's get it.
All right, first up tonight, which we're recording this Thursday, but tonight, Indianapolis at New England. Who you got?
New England without a doubt.
And New England, yeah. Indianapolis has been a little weird this year. Once again, I still haven't seen the Colts. Madden here says Patriots 21-14. I think that's pretty nice.
I think it's giving the Colts a little edge.
That's a little low score for the Patriots, I think. But yeah, I gotta go Patriots. They'll be at home. It'll be a night game, so they'll have a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
We'll go with Patriots on that one. Titans at Bills, and Madden says Bills 27-17. Titans beat the Eagles last week, defending Super Bowl champs. They beat the Jaguars the week before. I'm not saying they're the best team, but the Bills just lost 22-0 to the Packers. Yeah, they had one good week a couple weeks ago, but 27-17, I don't think so.
I'd see them scores reversing, Tennessee winning, but I don't see Buffalo beating Tennessee this week.
Yeah, and they could surprise us. Josh Allen's been pretty good. They'll be at Buffalo. This game, I don't know if it was legit or not, but it was actually, they had a promotion where if the Bills were getting blown out at halftime, you could actually leave the game and get reimbursed your money because of Vontae Davis, what he did. Just crazy to retire at halftime, but
Might be a ball at halftime. We don't know.
it might be. I'm hoping so. The Titans need a good offensive game. They did well last week and went to overtime. But yeah, I'm gonna go Titans on this one. I think just flipping the score. I think that's a good one there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee too.
Tennessee Titans. All right. Next up, we got the Falcons at the Steelers. They say Falcons 38-20, and Falcons offense is pretty good. Steelers have been a little back and forth. They just got beat by the Ravens by about 2 scores last week. So, yeah, I'm going to go Falcons on this one.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I'm going to go Falcons.
I
think it'll be a little bit closer game, though.
What do you think about that dual threat and the wide receivers you got on both sides? Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones.
I mean, they are really good receivers, and Matt Ryan isn't a horrible quarterback to throw to them.
This is a Saints fan, by the way.
And they had a pretty good running back crew, so it's a real good catch out of the backfield. So they should be pretty good this year.
Yeah, and they're not going to have Freeman back. I don't think he's coming back till later, if at all, this year.
I don't think they'll have any troubles. They have 2 great running backs back there.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman is pretty good, and their offense altogether is really good. And the Steelers' defense isn't that great this year. So
I think Atlanta wins this game by 2 touchdowns.
I think that 38-20. I think that's kind of a high score. I'd probably go a little lower, but that's not a bad prediction on the score there.
Two real good offenses.
Well, and again, Pittsburgh, they could turn it up.
Right.
Back to the big story with Pittsburgh, Le'Veon Bell this year has said he's coming back week 7, I think, which is their bye week.
Mm-hmm.
So then week 8 he would be able to play, and he would get paid for the bye week, which take that for whatever you will. But it's a mess there in Pittsburgh, and I think that's gonna go right into the Falcons' hands on this one.
Right.
So yeah, we all pick Falcons here. Broncos at Jets. This could be a good one.
I think it could go either way.
Yeah, the Broncos kind of surprised me last week. I picked the Chiefs and they won, but the Chiefs and that was a fight. They had to come back to beat them.
It was a Monday night game, though.
So yeah, it was Monday night. Big rivalry.
Shows up on Monday.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry game, and they're going into New York. I think this is one of the cheapest. I was looking through cheapest ticket for each game. I think Jets were. It was either it was the 49ers, Cardinals, 49ers. That was the cheapest ticket they had, and Browns I think was one. Then it was the Jets, but
yeah, I probably wouldn't pay to go to this game.
Yeah, I think you could find something else to do,
Right.
but uh, I want to say Jets on this. I like Darnold. I like what they've kind of getting a little better each week. Maybe they started off pretty good, but Broncos, they're a 17-point team, 20-point team every week. So the score prediction is not bad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go Jets on this one.
I think I'm gonna disagree with you and go with Denver just because of their defense.
Yeah, that defense. Yeah, the
And
Jets defense ain't a slouch either. But
yeah, but Darnold ain't matured yet, and their offense isn't really amazing to me.
yeah,
So I think Denver might come away with this by a field goal or two.
yeah, I'm gonna go Jets just for the upset. I guess they're not really the. It should be an evenly matched game based on
Right.
records at least. But yeah, you do mention the Broncos defense. Von Miller and it's pretty good defense there. But
Right.
I'll go Jets. He's going Broncos. Chiefs and Jaguars. This is like an AFC championship game right here, and Madden predicts 21-19, and I think it might be a little
Great game.
higher scoring maybe. Uh, Jacksonville's defense is really good. Kansas City's it's up there, but it's not. I don't think it's quite Jaguars' defense. Their offense is the story this year.
Yeah,
And,
Chiefs offense is definitely a lot better than Jacksonville.
oh
Jack-
yeah, on their offense, yeah,
Yes. Jacksonville depends on their defense to give up 15, 14
yeah.
points a game just so they can score 3 touchdowns on offense.
And that score 19 tells me maybe there's a safety in there or something. Like that's 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and a safety. So that's defense got to score.
Yeah.
So
The defense
uh,
is definitely powering.
but they'll be at Kansas City, 1 o'clock. So it's kind of an early game there because of the time difference. I got to go Chiefs. I'm feeling it with Mahomes this year, but it is a top defense they're having to go against. But I think they can pull it out. They did well coming back against the Broncos last week. Maybe they'll prepare better for the Jaguars and get it done.
I think I'm going to go with the Jaguars just because the defense, of
Yeah,
course.
you like defense this week.
Mahomes is a great young quarterback, but again, he is young.
Yeah,
And Jacksonville, I think, will spoil that 100%, and just he won't have a great week. Maybe Mahomes throws 1 touchdown, maybe 2 picks,
yeah,
and
well,
Jaguars run away, score. I think Jaguars have a better offense than Denver did, and Denver almost beat the Chiefs.
yeah, that is
So,
true. They do have some players. Fournette, is he coming back? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure they said we were going to play the week, but limited practice and limited carries. I think T.J. Yeldon is going to get most of the carries.
Yeah, so I mean Yeldon's been doing a good job from what I've seen. So maybe you can kind of work both of them, and that'll be two options for them there, and you won't wear either one of them out. But man, the Chiefs offense, so they got so many options out there. You could throw to Tyreek Hill, you can throw to Sammy Watkins, you can run the ball with Kareem Hunt. I mean, but
Don't forget about Travis Kelce now.
oh yeah, and Travis Kelce,
In my opinion, their best receiver.
yeah, and so it'd be interesting what Jalen Ramsey has to say about Mahomes after this game.
Yeah.
But I do think that should be a good game. I'm going Chiefs. You're going Jaguars.
Yeah.
Madden's got it 21-19, so we'll have to see. Packers at Lions is a pretty big divisional game. Packers have been kind of iffy since Rodgers went down with that injury, and he came back in that game and won that game. But he's been a little rocky since. I don't really like their defense that much. I'm not sold on it. Their offense, they have Devontae Adams. They just got Aaron Jones back for running back. They still have Ty Montgomery, I think. So I mean, they got some players, but the Lions, I'm not really sold on either. They got some good young receivers in Galladay and Marvin Jones, and Kerryon Johnson's been pretty good. He's rookie running back. Defense, usually they're decent. They got Matt Patricia as their coach now, so
Medium
he's,
level.
yeah.
They ain't
So
too
yeah,
bad. They ain't too good.
I think it could be a shootout. They say 31-24. I think that's about right. I don't know if Detroit has it to get 24. I don't know how to really say what the score should be here, but I think I want to go Lions on this, but I don't know. I feel like you gotta go with Aaron Rodgers against the Lions. I think he's.
I'm gonna go Rodgers.
Yeah.
He got a breakout week this week, backs back. Rodgers, my boy. I already know that. But
Yeah.
I think he destroys Detroit's defense this week. Maybe about 250-yard touchdowns, I think.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
has some pretty good receivers, though. Don't forget about little old boy Brandon Cobb.
Oh yeah,
Can't forget
Randall
about
Cobb.
him.
Forgot to mention him. Yeah, he's
Jimmy
a
Graham.
yeah. I forgot him too. They do have some players there, but yeah, you kind of miss Jordy Nelson, the days of
Yeah.
Donald Driver and Greg Jennings, and
Yeah.
but yeah, and yeah, I think the Packers are the safer pick on this. So yeah, I'm gonna go Packers on this one.
I'm going to go Packers, too.
All right, so we agree with Madden there.
Yeah.
Ravens and Browns, another divisional game this week. Browns had a shootout with the Raiders this past week, and the Raiders no longer have the longest losing streak because they beat the Browns. They had a 8 or 9 game, I think it was 9 game losing streak going back to last season, and now the only team with a losing streak. Well, the Cardinals haven't won this year, so they're the only one that's 0-4. So the Ravens, they beat the Steelers last week. They had a pretty good game. John Brown has been great for Flacco. He's a good deep threat. The Browns, it's kind of, you need Baker Mayfield to make plays, and if he doesn't, it kind of.
Right.
But Nick Chubb last week had like 3 carries for 100 and some yards.
Yeah, I think he had about one carry for 75 yards, but then he had
Yeah.
4 more carries for 50 yards or something.
And Nick Chubb's one I want to see. I want him to do well. I really like Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb, and then they have the defensive back too they got this year in the first round, Denzel Ward. I think he got hurt 1 week, but he's back playing. So you like to see these young guys do well, and I think the Browns are really showcasing that. Madden says 20-14. What do you think?
I just don't put that much faith on the Browns. Ravens.
Yeah,
Ravens are a really good team. Joe Flacco actually has targets.
that's true. Yep.
People underrate Joe Flacco just because he ain't had a pretty good season, but last year he had no receivers.
Yeah, that's true, and he's got a big arm. So when you got a guy like John Brown who can just run and go get it, that's what he needs. And I think he had Mike Wallace. He might still have him. I don't.
Still has Willie Snead in the slot.
Yeah,
though.
so he's got a lot of fast guys now, and that's really what he needs. Guys that can get off the defensive back and just take off. And Alex Collins has been doing good at running.
Alex Collins is a really great running back. I think he's going to be special coming up in a couple years, and I think he's at least run for 75 yards in touchdowns this game.
So you think maybe the Lamar Jackson that's kind of hushed down a little with Flacco's success, or they've been using him a little bit, and I like how they use him. They bring him in certain places because he's a good weapon. Mobility there and can make plays like Mayfield, but. Flacco's still your guy there in Baltimore.
Flacco's still their franchise until he tells them he proves that he isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, so until he proves that he's old or he proves that he can't perform like he used to, then I think that'll be Lamar Jackson's turn.
Yeah.
But right now, I still think it's Joe Flacco's turn.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's still the future, and it's good that they're using him at least a little bit.
Right.
Because you don't want to just waste his talent that he has right now.
You don't want to just let him sit on the bench and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense, I think, is really good. It's hard to say, maybe top 10. You'd say that's pretty good from what we've seen. Yeah,
maybe
what
top
we've seen.
5, I think.
I don't know. It's hard when
They're
you get
old,
up.
though.
When you get up, yeah, it's
They're
hard
old.
when you get up that high to the rankings. I mean, it's Rams and Jaguars up there. Vikings every now and then creep up in that. And then it's like, I don't really know.
Everybody else is in there.
They kind of mix. They have their weeks. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Baltimore on this. I like Cleveland this year. I like what they're doing. They're a good young roster, but the Ravens have been good in these divisional games, and they've been good lately. So I think they'll go into Cleveland and get that win.
I'm agree with you. I think Ravens will win this game. I don't think I don't think the Browns have developed.
The Clowns, is that you almost said?
Yes, I almost said the Clowns.
The Clowns.
Might as well be the Clowns. I mean, I don't
they're
think
not
they're
that
developed
bad.
yet, though. I just don't think they're developed.
Yeah, the Ravens are a tough opponent, and I think that's what it is this week. They really should have got that win last week against the Raiders. They let that one slip away. But the Ravens, they're a solid team, man. They can maybe win that division. It's them or the Bengals right now. The Steelers are struggling, and the Browns are still growing. Yeah. So yeah, we both go Ravens on this one. Madden goes Cleveland, so we'll have to see on that. Giants at Panthers. Our guy Kareem Martin coming home to the Panthers. He's a Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina native, which is where we both went to high school, and he played at UNC, and now he's with the Giants, and they're saying his Giants are going to win 24-9 in Carolina.
Carolina's run defense is really good.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But it's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley.
I don't care who's behind there. Carolina is a really good run defense, and I don't think Eli Manning can score them 24 points.
Yeah, the Giants' offensive line, I remember the Cowboys game this year, their offensive line was like non-existent. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys' D-line was a solid line in that game and has been all year, but the Panthers are a pretty good defense. Their offense, 9 points. I don't know how you can say that the Panthers won't score a touchdown unless they're saying a safety in there. Yeah, against the Giants. Yeah. I like my guy Kareem Martin. I want him to do well, but that defense isn't. I don't think they're gonna hold really anybody to 9 points.
Right.
I mean, maybe the Cardinals in some games, which they did play the Cardinals, and it was 27-22. So I think the Panthers should have this.
Me too.
I don't really understand the score. I turned injuries and everything off when I did this, so it's not like a injury in the game. Like Cam Newton didn't get hurt in the game in the simulation here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers at home. I think they can get it done against the Giants. I don't know really a score to put on it. I'd probably go like 20-10 Panthers maybe. I think it's gonna be a good hard-nosed game because that's the way that the Panthers play. They don't really have like deep pass threats, so unless they get DJ Moore in the game more.
I'm gonna go about 17-9.
17-9.
Maybe just an extra point or something.
All right.
They mixed a lot of kicks,
Yeah, we got lower scoring games here, so we both say Panthers though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Madden says Giants. Bengals, Dolphins at Bengals. This one, Dolphins early on, they were looking really good. Last week they got demolished by the Patriots, which Travis last week picked the Dolphins, and I was like, Tom Brady doesn't lose to the Dolphins in New England. I don't think, what is it, 10-0 or something like that?
Division, Eddie.
Yeah, really. Bengals have been a really good team this year. Surprisingly, I really wasn't seeing that. Andy Dalton's been kind of middle of the pack these past few years, and AJ Green's kind of suffered from that, but they've been clicking this year, and they do have Eifert that just went down. Horrible injury. Yeah, it's another season-ending injury for a tight end, and it was bad, and it landed on his leg, and you could see his foot. It was terrible. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the tight end. But I think they got Joe Mixon coming back. Giovanni Bernard's been great the past few weeks, and of course they still have Andy Dalton, AJ Green. Their offense should be good. The defense has been, it's been great these past few years. Really hard hitting. It's gotten them in trouble in some games, but I got to pick Bengals on this one.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. Joe Mixon is expected to play Sunday against Miami, and he's a great young running back.
Oh yeah.
And when you got AJ Green as a wide receiver, I don't think anybody in this league can stop him from getting a catch.
Yeah, dude. And John Ross is one, which last week I said Joe Ross, and that is not his name. It's John Ross. Is one that I love having on Madden, and he plays with the Bengals, and he doesn't really do much for the Bengals, but on Madden, I just send that guy up the field and chuck it. I have him return kicks on last year's Madden, man. That dude's fast, and they don't use him as much as I think they should, but maybe he just doesn't get open in real life, and it just doesn't work out. But yeah, the Bengals, I think they should be able to handle the Dolphins. 23-9, I don't know. I
think that's about right.
I think the Dolphins can maybe score a little bit more, get a touchdown in there at least.
Kenyon Drake ain't really doing anything this year.
He started off doing decent. He started off pretty good. It's kind of dropped, but the Bengals are one of those like top 10 defenses, really. So we'll see how that goes.
I think they're trying to ease in with Ryan Tannehill, just trying to get him back in the groove again.
Yeah, Tannehill's done pretty good from what I've seen, but.
And Danny Amendola had a bit of injury probably. So I mean,
yeah.
He just needs to get his wide receivers back healthy. And I think he should be the quarterback he was when he got hurt.
Yeah, and it's been good that he's come back. like he missed a whole year, from injury. So it's good to see him coming back and doing well. But we both say Bengals on this one. You're a little cruel to him, saying it's gonna be really low scoring for the Dolphins, but
Just telling the truth.
yeah. All right, next for the 4 o'clock games, we have the Raiders and the Chargers, and that is an interesting score for the Raiders, 24-15 Chargers. This is a good California battle here. I gotta say Chargers get this done. I've been kind of bragging on the Chargers this year. They've been like my pick. It seems like every week. They're a good team. They had a close one last week against the 49ers. Though. I did not see that coming.
Either.
With the 49ers losing Garoppolo, Breida barely played, but the backups, they stepped up last week for the Niners. But I think the Chargers get this done. Raiders coming back was kind of fluky last week. I'm not sold on it. I wish the Raiders were a little bit better than what I've seen, but they're gonna have to rebuild a little bit. I think hopefully for them they'll get good picks in that Khalil Mack trade. But yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers on this one.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Chargers. If you have anybody in fantasy that plays for the Chargers, I'd probably start them.
Yeah.
I think this is about to be a slaughter. Maybe 40 points, maybe.
Oh man, 40 points.
Chargers are just gonna go all out this week because they lost the 49ers last week.
No, they beat the 49ers, didn't they? It was by 2 points, I think.
They beat them?
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't think I watched the fifth quarter.
The fifth quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, the Chargers, they played horrible last week, and they're a really great offensive team.
Oh, yeah.
So I think everybody on that offense has something to prove this week, and they're just taking it out on Oakland. That's all about it.
Yeah, and hopefully that their defense can stop the Raiders' offense, because the Raiders might be on cloud 9 right now from last week.
Yeah.
They put up a lot of points, but Cleveland's not that elite defense. The Chargers, I think, are a little better defense than the Browns. So at 15 points, though, I wonder if that's 5 field goals or a touchdown and 8 points, anything like that. I'm not sure, but Chargers should be able to get it done. Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Mike Williams. I mean, they got good players on offense.
You can name them all on the list.
Right. So, yeah, I'm good Chargers. You're going Chargers. Madden's going Chargers. Next, we have at 4:25. They start 20 minutes after the 4:05 game, but Cardinals at 49ers, and this one is interesting. This one could be a chance for the Cardinals to get it together. 49ers might be a little weak from not having their quarterback. They might have just had a good week last week and be wore out for this week. They say 6-point difference. It could go either way, I think, with that prediction. But it's going to be at home. This was actually the one that was the cheapest ticket I think you could get. I think it was like $24 was the cheapest ticket. Yeah. Now that might be at the top of the place or whatever. But
about 5 years ago, these two teams were the best in their
right?
division.
Yeah, this was like
get a ticket for this game.
This was like NFC Championship kind of stuff.
Right.
Or what? I mean, they're the same division, but yeah, I mean this was a good game a few years ago, and this time it could be a good game in a different way. Like it could be tight,
right?
But just no great play, but. I want to say Cardinals. I want to see Josh Rosen do well. I want to see David Johnson do well. Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, they got great players on the Cardinals. They've just been terrible this year. It's not been working. They got close two games. I think they were close with the Bears. They were close with the Giants, within a touchdown, I think, with the Giants. Last week, I think they were close. But I'm going to go Cardinals on this week. I'm going to say upset.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Cardinals because I believe DeForest Buckner's out this week for the 49ers. I think David Johnson is going to show us who David Johnson is
man.
this week.
He's on my fantasy team, so he needs to do awesome.
I have him in about 2 fantasy leagues, too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go back to his old days. Might get 100.
His old days, David Johnson.
He was hurt last year. You got to talk about old days.
He's been in the league about 3 years. His old days. Goodness.
You know what I'm talking about.
Larry Fitzgerald has old days. I don't know, but
I don't think Larry Fitzgerald ever can get old.
Oh yeah, he can play decades. He's still got a lot left in the tank. But we go Cardinals on this. Madden goes Niners. I think it could be a close game. This is one that could go either way. Yeah.
Depends on which team shows up.
Yeah, definitely. Eagles and Vikings. Oh man, 38-20 Eagles. So they think the Eagles are going to get it together this week. they haven't really been that great this year. Carson Wentz was out for the first couple weeks, first 2 to 3 weeks. They lost to my Titans. I was proud of that one. They've gotten some wins, some tight wins. The Vikings lost to the Bills. That was the only win for the Bills. They had a good game against the Rams, I think. It was the Rams won by a good amount, I think, but 38-20, they're in Philadelphia. I don't think it'll be that big a difference. Eagles might get it in. They got Alshon Jeffrey back. Should be fully healthy. They got Aguilar. They got Carson Wentz is back. They got Jay Ajayi. I think he's hurt, so that might be a little ding in it. They have a few running backs, but I want to go Vikings on this one. All that being said, throws the curve.
Even though you didn't even talk about the Vikings right there, so I'm gonna talk about the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk about it.
I'm gonna go with Vikings as well because I think last year Eagles dealt them a
this was about the score last week. Yeah, last year.
And I think Minnesota is a very good team. Their offense is very dangerous, better than it was last year. I think Kirk Cousins is better than Chase Keenum, and their wide receiver core is great.
Stephon Diggs, you know that name, don't you?
I don't want to talk about that name.
Who that gonna beat them Saints?
Let's talk about this week.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Anyway, Minnesota, I think, will win this game. I don't think their defense is as good as last year, but I do think they can beat the Eagles this week, and they can get better, and injuries are kind of stopping them. They're trying to work the play together, and I think they'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook has been decent this year, I think, right?
Last week, he ran 10 times in the first half, didn't run none the rest of the game. Latavius Murray, 2 times in the first half, didn't run the rest of the game.
So they've been passing here lately. Maybe they need to start running it to change things up.
That's all they need to do.
Gotta have a good balance, Vikings.
Right.
You know, you gotta.
They didn't run the ball in the second half at all last week. They just need to work on their run game.
Yeah, I think you gotta have balance, and you gotta keep them on their toes. You know, and throw different things at them. But yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings. Like I said earlier, we're both going Vikings. 38-20 is that's a pretty big victory that Madden's predicting here. I don't see that happening. Now, of course, I could be wrong. The Eagles could show up and be last year's Eagles.
You gotta think though, Eagles are the best team in this game.
Oh
right
yeah,
now,
Madden might really like the Eagles. Maybe that's what it is. They're coming off an overtime. In real life, they're coming off an overtime loss to the Titans. So, it's a little deflating maybe when you have to go to overtime and then you lose.
When you try to win a Patriots game.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go Vikings on this. Madden says Eagles. So, all right, we're just gonna say Rams. I don't think the Seahawks have anything. They are playing in Seattle. That sometimes helps.
Man.
Yeah, that helps. But the Rams, I think they could silence them real quick with that defense.
Earl Thomas is out.
Yeah, Earl Thomas flipping the bird to his sideline, man.
Their defense is pretty much dead right now.
Yeah. They still have Bobby Wagner, right? Linebacker?
He can't make every tackle on the field, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. And our boy Nazir Jones, another Roanoke Rapids defensive lineman, hoping he does something. I haven't seen much from him this year. I think he's like a backup now, but want to see him do well. But man, the Rams are just so good. They got that offense and defense clicking. 28, they'll get way more than that, I would think. So
I think they get about 42.
42, yeah. This might be the highest scoring team this week against the Seahawks.
I think Seattle might have something. I think Seattle might come up with something this week.
All right. I think maybe that offense, Russell Wilson, maybe he'll do something.
I think Doug Baldwin's back this week.
No, that's true, yeah.
I think Seattle might be in this game.
Chris Carson's hurt, though, right?
They got Penny.
The rookie, though.
Kevin Fantasy. He ain't done nothing.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Rashad Penny's about to turn it up this week because AJ's got him on his fantasy team.
All right, we're both going Rams.
Yeah, I think Rams is an easy pick. I actually have the Rams defense on my fantasy team, so get some pick sixes, get some fumbles for touchdowns, safeties, all the good stuff.
I ain't playing you this week, so I'm good.
Yeah. All right, Sunday Night Football. It's a Texas battle. Cowboys and Texans. 17-14 Texans is what Madden here says.
That's not a good score.
I think that's nice for both sides. Houston's been kind of, you don't really know what you're going to get yet. They have great weapons. We've talked about Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. We got J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney on the defense, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, they got great stars on that team. Right. Cowboys don't really have the wide receivers. We don't really know what we got from Michael Gallup. Ezekiel Elliott tore it up last week. Dak is a decent quarterback. He's not really... If you keep him in the pocket, he's just like an average quarterback. Right. You got to get him out a little bit. He's got to do the RPOs or whatever. Plays. He's got to get out of there, run with the ball a little bit sometimes.
He's definitely one of the best on the run throwers in the league.
Yeah, he's got to be like a Russell Wilson kind of player. And he's not really like a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to stand in the pocket. Well, Aaron Rodgers doesn't really stand in the pocket either a lot, but you know what I mean. Like he's got to get out a little bit. He needs to get out of the pocket. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With y'all's offensive line, he don't get to get out the pocket a lot.
Yeah, and that's weird because man, our offensive line. I like the Cowboys too. I was raised a Cowboys fan, but that offensive line has been like the story for the Cowboys. They've been great for the past few years. This year, Travis Frederick went down. He's got that, I forget what the name of the disease is, but he's got something that's really bad. He can't get out there and play. They still got a good offensive line. Tyron Smith is out there. I think if they can just, not hold them, but, hang on to their blocks, then they'll be good. But, sometimes they're going to cover downfield even if they don't get the quarterback. So you got to move around, keep them honest, get them blitzing in or something. But I think the Cowboys should win this though. The Texans haven't really shown me that. On paper, the Texans are the best team, one of the best teams in the league,
right?
With their star power. Cowboys though they've been competing. They've been doing good. They're 2-2 this year. So I think they're probably due this week. They beat the Lions last week. They're doing a little better. So yeah, I'm gonna say they probably get 3 touchdowns. And I think 21-14, 21-17. It's not a bad score.
Actually, on my sheet, I picked the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, we did a pick'em sheet, y'all. We was prepared.
But I think I'm gonna change it and go with Houston.
Okay.
I think Watson shows us who Watson is this week.
Okay, yeah, he could.
He takes down the Cowboys. Not saying Cowboys defense is bad. They are really
Cowboys
good.
defense is their best thing going.
They're really good, but I think Watson has so many offensive threats that he will find a lot of them.
Plus himself, he's a good.
I'm not saying Mahomes stats this week, but I'm saying about 3 touchdowns, 250 passing yards.
That's fair enough. 250 yards, you say?
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. How many rushing yards do you think he'll get?
About 50.
About 50, yeah.
Maybe about a 49-yard run.
That's fair. I thought you were about to like tear into the Cowboys, like he'd break the record for something, but yeah, I'll go Cowboys. You're going Houston. Madden's going Houston. So what's your score prediction on that, you think? He's thinking.
That's a good one. I'm going to go 31-23.
All right, 31-23 Houston. All right, so there's a couple field goals in there. That's about the same amount of scoring, yeah. So now the one you've been waiting for, Monday Night Football. Your boy Drew Brees is going for something this week. They say Drew Brees is going to win on Madden 30-24. So tell us what Drew Brees is going for this week.
He's going for the all-time passing yards record this week.
And that's in a career, right?
In career,
yep.
Not season career.
And who's he going to pass for that?
I think he's passing to... Oh, who's he passing?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he's got to pass Peyton Manning.
Ever. My second favorite ever.
Yeah, you like good quarterbacks with Breeze and Manning there. And Mark Ingram's coming back. He's been suspended. And what was you said about him being suspended?
He took some illegal drugs. He shouldn't have been taking, man.
Yeah. You gotta lay off the drugs, kids.
Lay off the drug, man.
You missed what? I don't even know what the drug was. It apparently wasn't performance enhancing.
I think it was like an energy booster or something.
Oh, okay.
That's me. If it was like a steroid kind of thing, he'd been suspended a lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just sort of a...
It fit the crime, though. I mean, yeah. The suspension. I mean, you gotta be smart out there. You can't be doing stupid stuff, and because you're gonna get punished, especially when you're a star running back.
Yep. whenever you have a great season like that, they're always going to drug test you.
Oh
Every time.
Yep. And which the Saints have been all right. They've had Alvin Kamara, so
Right.
But bringing Mark Ingram back, that's a good power runner.
Right.
And he's power run and speed really, but Kamara's more like this sweep back. He's kind of he's a really great player. Their offense has been great this year. Their defense has been terrible this year. From what you look at the scores of them, they've been just terrible on defense. Redskins, they have a pretty good offense. They got Alex Smith at quarterback, good veteran. I think they still have all their running backs. I feel like one's probably hurt. Their wide receivers aren't as flashy as the Saints with Michael Thomas, and you can name all of them. But I mean, this is the Saints' week. 30-24 is a little closer than I would have thought it would have been. But like I said, the Saints' defense is pretty bad. The offense might score more than 30 though. I would think the Saints 30. I think they get 35 maybe.
I think we get 46.
46. That's a good score. That's what say 6 touchdowns and 2 safeties.
might.
I don't know about 2 safeties, but yeah, I gotta go Saints here. Redskins haven't. They're leading the division right now, but they had a bye week, so they're 2-1 right now. While the Cowboys are 2-2. Eagles, I think, are 2-2. Giants are 1-3, I guess.
1-3, yeah. Giants started 0-3.
Yeah, so the Giants finally got a win this past week. So the Saints, if they win this, they're still on top of the division. The Redskins. The Saints, where are they at in the division?
We're 2-1.
No, they played 4 games. So it's 2-2, or they lost to the Bucks. Did they lose to the Falcons?
We beat Falcons.
Beat the Falcons. Okay.
We also played.
Won last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got at least 2 wins.
Yeah, I can't remember to be honest.
So they got to be like the Panthers might be the top in that division.
3-1, I think.
And then the Buccaneers, they're up there too, because they just lost their first game last week, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So no, they lost another one too. We don't know, man. It's a tough division as it always is. That NFC South, man, it's grab bag every year.
3 teams might make the playoffs.
Yeah, we thought we didn't see anything coming from the Bucks this year. We figured the Panthers were gonna be good. They had some young guys, but we figured they would be good. Saints, we figured. That offense is always great. The defense we knew was gonna be a little bit of a struggle. Falcons, they've had some injuries this year on defense. Their offense has been great. So that division is really tough. You don't really have to have a good defense because all your offenses are great, but you got to start working on defense. These teams, the Panthers are really the only one that has. They're pretty much fully healthy and they're doing great on defense.
My problem with the Panthers are that they're in an offense division.
Yeah.
Offense beats defense.
Yeah, you gotta. Well, I don't know. Sometimes, if you have the top defense, I think you could probably handle, or at least, like if the Saints score 30 points a week, let's say, and you got the top defense, and you get them down to 15 points a week.
You have to score 15 points, though.
Yeah, but I think the Panthers can score 2-3 times. But yeah, Saints easy on this one. I think. I say easy in the big easy, pun intended. But there's a lot going. You got Mark Ingram coming back. You got Drew Brees going for the record. Monday Night Football in New Orleans. I don't want to say it'll be easy because their defense does kind of worry me about them. And the Redskins have a capable offense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got to go Saints on that one. You're going Saints, of course. Madden goes Saints.
And Saints will win, so.
There we go. And it'll be a great week of football here. I'd like to thank my nephew AJ for joining me this week. And next week, might have someone different on here. I've been trying to get my dad on here. He's a big football fan, big Cowboys fan. Might have him next week. So stay tuned for that. And that'll wrap up this week. See you next week.
Adios.